Well, I don't have any other platform where I can tell my story than this place. You know, as a young boy, I came here in my early 20s. When we came here, we were not welcomed. In the early 90s, we were not welcomed. We were not given soft landing. In fact, we tried to integrate ourselves into the system, but it wasn't easy. As at 1995, it was difficult to see an African living in Vienna with residence permits or work permits. There were some, very few, just very few lucky ones. But when you talk to them, they would tell you that it wasn't easy to get residence permits then. Even some Africans that married to Austrian citizens found it difficult to get residence permits, work permits. The reality is, as at that time, when you marry an Austrian citizen, they would find a way to delay giving you residence permits. Yes, they would monitor you. That is, they will be looking for a way, an excuse to deny you your right. I know many people who married Austrians, African men who married Austrian women. 2 years, 3 years, they did not get visa, they did not get permit to work. They became frustrated and left the country. I met one in US. He told me he couldn't bear it. Many had to leave the country out of frustration. We that stayed behind, we kept fighting. We forced ourselves into the system. It wasn't easy. Even when they were pushing us away, rejecting us, we had no other alternative than to remain resolute. It wasn't easy back then. Many black people, even at the time, there was one African who waited for his residence permit. The guy was from Ethiopia. At the time, the guy had to unalive himself. I remember it was in the news. He dropped a note. He had to unalive himself. He became frustrated. Now, let us fast forward it to 2015. As of 2014, 2015, 2016, many refugees from Middle East began to enter Europe. Guess what happened? They were all welcomed. They were given instant accommodation, work permit, residence permit. Now, in 2015, I was still driving taxi. I was among the taxi drivers who drove to Nickelsdorf. Nickelsdorf is a border town between Austria and Hungary. That was where the refugees landed. That was where they gathered. So from there, we taxi drivers brought them to Vienna. While we were bringing refugees from Nickelsdorf, that border town between Austria and Hungary, there were few black people among them. Now, Some of these black people that I spoke to, I interviewed, told me that they were told by the authorities that they weren't among the people to be granted refugee status, that they should go, that they were not welcomed, that nobody is going to give them any kind of financial assistance. Even I saw a woman with children, I saw families tell me that they were told that they weren't among the ones to be assisted. Man, I shed tears. Sometimes I ask myself, what have we as a people done to the rest of the world? So now, what happened? These refugees came, they were accommodated, welcomed, integrated into the society. Today, when you come to Vienna and other states in Austria, you see them, they are walking, driving cars, living as if they own the land. Now, when you look at black people that have been here for decades, black people look like refugees. You see a black man that has been here for 20 years, 25 years. He has no work. He has no work permit. He has no residence permit. They still make life difficult for black people. Many have been deported back to Africa. The question is, why deport black people back to their native land and bring refugees from the Middle East? I don't understand it. Why deport black people? Why reject them and then assimilate or integrate refugees from Middle East? You see, what is good for the goose should be good for the gender. Do you understand me? You cannot treat a people unjustly because of the color of their skin. It hurts. It's not right. So today, when you come to Vienna, you cannot even notice the presence of black people. African people's presence in Vienna has been swallowed by other immigrants. You see black people that have been here for 40 years, 35 years, still find it difficult. The worst part of it is, most times when you go look for a job, they reject you because of the color of your skin. Even when you speak fluent Dutch, they reject you. They prefer to give job to a fair complexioned person. What a life. You see, I don't understand it. I made a video about Germany, where Germany intends deporting 30,000 Nigerians back to Nigeria. The same Germany, as at 2015, the Chancellor, Angela Merkel, said that she was accepting 1 million refugees from Middle East. Now the question is, why bring in people from Middle East against the accepted race and then reject black people? Now, how do you want us to feel? When I came here, anytime I go outside, you see me get controlled by the police. Yes, there was a time I had to hide myself inside the room. I wasn't going outside because anytime I go outside, wherever they see you as an African, you will be controlled by the police. But these refugees from Middle East are free. I don't see the police control them. They are even so free that you may think they own the land. But then the question is, How about black people that have been here before they came? How are they treated? How are black people being treated? You see, we as a people, when you look at men, do not think I'm against any race or tribe or religion. I'm not. I am only highlighting how black people are being suppressed, being discriminated upon, being disrespected. Do you understand what I mean? It hurts. It hurts. So, having lived here for over 3 decades, and I see what's going on in Europe, man, I feel this issue of European Union is to black people's disadvantage. Because you see immigrants come here and swallow the population of the few black people that's already living in any European Union country. Today, when you walk the street of Vienna, you barely see an African. You don't see. Though we've been here even before these refugees came. Man, how do you see it? You see, why make life difficult for the people of Africa? And that is the reason why I'm making this video. Why make life difficult for the people of Africa? I don't understand it. Are we not human beings? What offense have we committed that the world hates us so much? What offense? Even when I came here, we were not even free to go to club. We couldn't go to club. When you go to club, police will come there, disrupt the club activity, control everybody. We could, in summer, we don't gather anywhere. When we gather to have a drink, police will come there with dogs and control everybody. We were not even allowed, given peace to function. But today, I see how free other immigrants are in Vienna, in Austria. Nobody controls them. Nobody disrespects them. But we as Africans, we were disrespected. We were controlled. We were humiliated everywhere. Well, I want to end this video by saying, I don't hate any tribe or any race. I just want to use this medium to tell the world that racism cannot help humanity. We are the same human family. What differs us is just the skin color. We are one people. Why hate on us? I don't understand it. We all have children in Europe here. Sometimes we are scared. Like, how are our children going to cope with this discrimination? I keep thinking it. Well, I need to end this video here. I just expressed myself. Don't forget to follow my page. Share this video to create awareness. Let love and peace reign. My name is Rodi.